Good morning. It is speed day Tuesday. I'm currently in my warm-up. I have 1 mile warm-up, 1 mile. I'll have 3 speed miles, each progressively getting faster, with a half-mile recovery in between each of those, and then a mile cool down. So 6.5 miles total of pretty speedy running. So a little intimidating today, and it's a little warmer today, but we'll do it. I'll check in later. Second mile of my speed. It's definitely hard. I'm pushing through. Can you hear me gasping? Whew. Fun. All right, all finished. 6.5 miles total. 1 warm-up, 1 mile warm-up, 1 mile at a pace, half mile recovery, 1 mile at a slightly faster pace, half mile recovery, last mile at a even faster pace, half mile recovery, and then mile cool down. I will say that last mile was tough, and it's supposed to be. I'm still a little, I haven't quite recovered from Sunday's long run, so my legs were a little tight, and I think I have a pulled muscle, like a pulled glute or something. Like I joke, like Ted Lasso, I broke my butt, but so that hurt a little bit. I'm hoping if I rest and ice and I'll heal, we'll start to feel better. I skipped my cross training yesterday. Usually I ride my bike, and I skipped that just because I was so tired. Like I was like falling asleep. So I was having trouble staying awake yesterday. I was just tired. Like I was wiped out, I'm guessing, from the run. I think I was dehydrated on Sunday toward the end of the run. Like I said, I had like cotton mouth. So I think I was just dehydrated. I worked at the craft fair on Saturday, and it was hot. We're back to summer. Fake fall is gone. It was hot, and I drank, I don't know, half gallon of water. I drank all that plus a pop. So like I had some fluids, but wasn't enough. I think like I was so sweaty. So I'm guessing I just was dehydrated, and it caught up with me at the end of the run. So I'm trying to do a really good job. I have another craft fair this weekend. It's much longer. Hi, Ducky. So much goose and duck poop. Sorry, got paid. So hopefully I'll stay hydrated. But today went well. That last mile was tough, especially toward the end. Like I really wanted to slow down, but I again used mental, God, so much poop. Worked on my mental toughness, which for a marathon you need. All right, so now I'm going to try to stretch, and I'll see you all Thursday. Good morning. It is Thursday. I have 6.5 miles. But Thursday's run club day, so I'm splitting it. I'll either do 3 or 3.5, and then do the rest with my club. I definitely drink too much caffeine. Ooh, but like, I usually take like 3 or 4 sips of Celsius before I go run. Not a lot. I'm pretty caffeine sensitive. And whew, I think I did too much today because I feel weird. Luckily, this is nice and easy, so I'm taking some walk breaks and making sure I'm not pushing my heart rate. Ooh, it's really loud. Traffic. But I have about a mile to go to get back, and then finish the rest. All right, 5 miles finished. Easy 5 miles. I was doing my best to keep the heart rate down. It is warm, so it was a little tough. I had positive splits today. Always makes me laugh. The caffeine hit early, and my first lap was a little too fast, and I was intentionally trying to slow down each lap to try to keep the heart rate down and just keep it nice and easy. I did have a little laugh. When I get a late start like this, I end up running past all the middle school bus stops, and there was one girl walking to her stop and said hello, which most of them don't say hello, they just ignore me, which is fine. They're middle schoolers. And she said hello. I was like, oh, hello. And she's like, keep it up, good job. Man, that's awesome. I don't see a lot of, especially middle schoolers, who do that. So that was a nice little boost to the run when I was almost finished. So it's nice to see a middle school kid who's not afraid to be themselves and, you know, be kind to others. Because middle schoolers can be mean. I have one. She's mean. I also have a high schooler. She's also mean. I was mean as the same age. So anyway, but I'm finished. I have another craft fair tomorrow, so I get to prep for that today while also grocery shopping and getting ready for the weekend. See you on Sunday. Good morning, long run Sunday. I have 18 today. I'm sorry, I got salt tabs in my mouth. I'm almost 6.5 in. So, you know, almost single digits to go. It's kind of how I have to break it down. I am very tired. Yesterday was a long craft fair and it was a hot one. We had to put the sides up on our tent because it was raining, which didn't allow for any airflow. And I sit in the back, or I stand in the back, to take payments and stuff. And I just was not getting any air. And oh my gosh, I was so hot. I drank so much water, trying to stay hydrated. And I would sit down when I could during our few slow periods. I'm about to go uphill, so I'm gonna be winded. It was our best craft fair so far. This one is well advertised and they have a ton of amazing vendors, and people did not care about the rain, so it was nice. I don't know, if we didn't have the rain, I don't know how much more we would have made, but it was so great to see so many people out, even in the rain. I think that's all I have for now. I'm running loops, so I'm setting up an aid station at my house in the driveway so I don't go in, so I'm not tempted to stop. And I'm like 1.5 miles away from my house, so I'm hoping I can restock. I accidentally pulled the bite valve off my bottle here and lost a lot of my tailwind like 2 miles in, so I was pretty angry about that. Well, what can you do? All right, see you in a little bit. 18 done. It was those last 2 miles, of course, were hard because every time you come to a new distance, you know, those new miles. So everything after 16 was new to me because I have not run this far since January 2024. So, you know, 1.5 years, almost 2 years. So of course those last 2 miles are tough. But that's what training is. Every new miles will hurt and be tough, and then the next time won't feel so bad. I can focus on the positives. My feet, like the ball of my big toe has been getting some hot spots lately. None today, so I'll take it. That's a win. My lower back didn't hurt today, so again, take that as a win. I did have the constant headache, which I'm going to chalk up to yesterday, just being outside in the heat all day and like I said, I was drinking and drinking and drinking, and it just never seemed like enough. Like I was still thirsty when I got home, and so I think I was starting in a deficit. That's what sucks about having the craft fairs the day before. It's, I'm out and I'm moving and I'm doing a lot of bending and standing in the heat and not getting to drink, and I'm definitely not eating enough because that's a big thing. Like, barely had time to eat yesterday because it was so busy. So, you know, trying to get enough carbs in the day before, also failing on that. So I'm hoping this coming Saturday I don't have a craft fair. This is my cutback week. It should be hopefully a nice low mileage week, and I can kind of recover and get back on track. I did a lot of mental work today, and so I finished my run with Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA, which is my hype song during a run. So I was happy. That helped me push for that last mile, and just kept telling myself, just move forward, just move forward. At this point, forward is a pace, and that's all that matters. Now I'm going to go soak and eat and have to make sugar cookies later because kids don't care how far you ran. Even though they're teenagers, they still don't care how far you ran. So sugar cookies today. See you next week.